Hello and welcome back to day 5. And here we're going to talk about how you can set up retargeting campaign. In the previous videos, I shared a little bit about how you could create custom audiences and how you could create lookalike audiences. So now I want to talk a little bit about how you can create your retargeting campaigns. But first, what the hell is retargeting, right? Why are we even talking about retargeting? So retargeting is when you get someone who has experienced your adverts, who has experienced your brand to come back and, take up on your offer, right? So a lot of people would see your ad, would see your campaigns, and on average, somebody needs to see it up to 7 times before they even make a purchase. And this really works well. I was once I don't want to use the word victim. I want to say I've had the experience myself. One of my mentors in the Facebook ad space had been promoting a course since 2021, and it was on 2023 I bought that course. But the reason why is because I kept seeing it almost every day. I see his ads. Almost every day I see his ads, right? So that's how powerful retargeting can be, so that you don't jump out of the minds of people. Some people may not buy immediately. It take them quite a while to buy, but you want to keep showing up, right? That is where retargeting comes to play. Retargeting also helps you to maybe, filter out the best people for you. For example, there are some sites like WooCommerce and Seller. Somebody can add your product to their cart, but they did not buy. You could retarget specific people who have added your product to the cart, but they did not buy, to come back and complete their purchase. So this is very, very powerful in the world of e-commerce, right? In the world of e-commerce, people do this a lot, right? You could retarget them, right? Then another very important aspect about retargeting is that it's an automated way for you to follow up. So instead of you following people up manually, retargeting does that for you. You could just set up your ads there. But now it's very important you understand the type of ads you use for retargeting are middle and bottom of funnel ads, right? What do I mean by middle and bottom of funnel ads? So a middle of funnel ad is a product. It's an ad that talks to people who already know you, right? They are warm audiences. You don't retarget a cold audience. You retarget a warm audience, right? People who already know you, who saw something about you, but did not take action. They've not completed the action, or they've bought from you in the past, but you have something new you want to sell them to, right? So one way or the other, they know you, right? That's why it's called retargeting. If it's people who don't know you, it's just targeting, right? For people who know you, it is called retargeting. So let's look at how you can set up a very simple retargeting campaign. We're going to jump in now to my Facebook Ads Manager, and all you need to do is to come again, create. Remember, you must have, for retargeting to work, you must have created a custom audience. So you might have created a custom audience of people who already who have engaged with your page, or who have visited your website but did not buy something, right? And in the last videos, I showed you how to do this. So all you need to do is come here and click on create. And so you can call it, let's say, retargeting campaign. Whatever name you give it is up to you, but always name it in a way that you can remember. So let's call this retargeting. All right, so this is a retargeting campaign. Retargeting. Okay, so we now have our campaign. Of course, select manual setup, continue. So when it carries you here, all you need to do now is, again, all the work you're doing is in the ad set. So don't bother about the ad campaign. The work you're doing here is in the ad set and in the ad, because basically what you're doing here in the ad set, you are selecting who are you retargeting, and in the ad, you are selecting what message are you sending to them. So for the ad, you just need to write an ad copy that talks to people who have already, let's say you're targeting people who did not complete their purchase. So you could say something like, hey, I noticed you did not complete your purchase. We're willing to give you a 10% discount or an extra 5% discount if you get in and purchase now. So you can see that this message is is a very direct message, and it's talking to somebody who already knows you. It's different from somebody who has not known you, right? So that's the kind of message you're going to put in your ad, right? That's what you use for retargeting. But you don't do that for a new person, right? For a person who has never visited your website, will never understand what that message is. So of course you cannot retarget a cold audience. So again, let's say it's website, we're sending them to it doesn't really matter. You just choose. You could send them to your WhatsApp. It could be anything. It's left to you. Depends on you. Then let's say our conversion event is sales. We wanted to come back and buy something, or or if they did not complete their registration, wanted to come back and complete it. But in this case, I will just select purchase. Um, although I don't have any particular product I'm selling right now, so I won't be able to give a perfect example. Then you come down again. We remember we are going back to our audiences. So switch back to original audience options. Um, then we want to come here. This is the most important part. Select our custom audience. So let's say we are targeting all who have visited that website page, right? So we want to target them. Let's say these are people who visited my page. I'm just assuming this is a custom audience. I'm assuming I have created a custom audience of people who have visited that website, but they didn't buy. Whatever it is, you could create it. You could, remember we talked about custom audience. You could come here and create a custom audience of people who have visited this particular page, who have added to carts. Let me show you how to do that. So here we come to custom audience. We select our website. We want to select people who have visited a particular message and added to carts. So we now say we'll come here. You can just click on it from your events. People who have added to carts, see it here, add to carts. So anybody who has added any of my product to carts in the last, maybe, since it's a hot product, I'm just selling a product right now. I can say in the last 10 days, they've added to carts, but they did not buy, right? In the last 10 days. Now, I also want to avoid people who have bought. So all I'm going to do is exclude people who have bought. Please pay attention to this. I am selecting people who have added to carts in the last 10 days, but ended up not buying. And I'm excluding people who have added to cart and bought. So what I'm going to do is just to come here and exclude purchase. That's all. In the last 10 days, the same thing in the last 10 days. Can you see what I did here? What I did was include every single person in the last 10 days who added to cart, but then I removed every single person who ended up buying. So for you to use this, of course, your page must be able to tell, sorry, your page must have your pixel installed. You must have your purchase set up, your tracking set up properly for this to work. And so all I need to do is come here and name my audience and then create my audience. Very, very simple. So that's how you do that. So let's assume that I have created that and this is it. Let us assume that this is it. So all I need to do for my retargeting is come here and select them, right? So I'm selecting people who have added to carts but have not purchased, right? So I just select it. Okay, so this is a little bit slow. Okay, good. So I've selected these people. Please remove this. If you're doing a retargeting, there's no need of reaching people who have, remove this. So don't select this. It says reach people beyond your custom audience when it's likely to improve performance. Now, this looks like a good thing, but the problem is that you're talking of retargeting people who are already warm audiences. If you do this, you will be having people who are cold audiences seeing your ads, and you don't want that to happen because they're not going to buy. They don't even know what you're talking about, right? You want people who have engaged with your ad and who have come to your cart to buy something but did not end up buying. So you just want to remove this. And that's all. This is how you set up retargeting. This is basically how you set up retargeting, right? You just select that your custom audience. The next thing you want to talk about is whatever message you're using. Now, I want to say some other things. When you're using retargeting, please, as much as possible, leave your age open. Don't try to limit your age. Don't use any other type of interest. Leave everything open, right? Because these are specific people here already. There's no need of doing any other thing. Then don't bother about this. It's going to show unavailable. So don't bother about your size, your name size. Don't bother about it. Leave your age open, leave gender open, leave all those stuff open, leave this open. Languages, you can also leave it open, but if you want to add English or whatever, you can do that. But leave it open for the meantime. Then this is the only time, only when you're doing retargeting, I will ever ask you to leave it on recommended. right? When you're doing retargeting or you're targeting a custom audience, please leave your placements on recommended. You will get better value that way because you want to be omnipresent. You want them to see your ad when they are watching a video. You want them to see your ad when they are typing a message. You want them to see your ad when they are watching reels. You want them to see your ad when they are, chatting, whatever it is. You want them to see your ad everywhere. So that's the purpose of retargeting. So please leave it on Advantage Plus placements. Don't change it. Remember, I said when you are setting up your normal ads, use manual and select Facebook feeds. But for retargeting and targeting of custom audiences, please use recommended. This is the only time I'll ask you to use recommended, right? So the next thing you want to do is go to our ad. And the reason why is because, like I said, the message for retargeting is different from the message you use in your normal ad. So what you want to do here is you should also remove this. There's no need of your ad competing with other ads. Please just remove this. All right. Then the next thing you want to do here is your ad. So you definitely want to go straight to the point in your ad. You want to say things like, hey, we noticed you did not, you added to cart, but you did not complete your purchase. We would like to give you a 10% extra discount if you complete your purchase within the next 24 hours. Or we want to give you this, we want to give you that, or we want to tell you more reasons about why you should get this thing. Well, you understand, all you are trying to do with retargeting is to get them to go back and take that action. That's all you're trying to do. So of course it is people who already know that such an action exists. It's people who are already interested in such an action that can ever go back to get such an action, to take that action. So that's why you do not retarget a cold audience. All right. So that's what you're going to write. You put in your image. Your image could be the same or different from the original product that got them there. But the idea is understand that with retargeting, you're talking to people who already know you. You're talking to people who already started taking an action but did not complete it, right? Very, very important. So everything should point them back towards where they can take that action. That is the important thing with retargeting. So of course, you do all the other basics. You put your website, every other thing, your headline, your call to action button, which could be learn more, whatever it is, and then you go and publish. So that is a summary on how you can create retargeting ads. It's very, very simple and very, very straight to the point. Retargeting is not a difficult something at all, but it is so, so helpful in helping you make sales. Very, very helpful because you're going to be dealing with people who already know you, who already find you interesting for them to even have added to carts in the first place. And so you'll be dealing with other people who already know you, and it's easier to get them to buy, right? So retargeting, of course, is quite costlier. It's going to be costlier. The reason why it's costlier, why we look costlier than your normal listing was because you now have a limited number of people you are showing your ads to. And the only idea and the most advantageous part about it is that you will get more of those people buying, and over time it gets extremely cheaper than when you're doing your normal ads. So what usually I will use retargeting campaign alongside my normal campaign, right? So what I will do is, as I'm running my normal ads, I will add retargeting so that Facebook will automatically take anybody that has been up, that has checked out my ad but did not purchase or did not take whatever action I wanted them to take, and start retargeting them automatically. I don't need to touch it, right? So that is where I will use this type of retargeting campaign. So that's that about retargeting. And the next video, we'll see in the next video where we are going to be talking about in the next video, we are going to be talking about how to make sales with WhatsApp. So I'll see you in the next video.